So I just got, a nice little random inspiration and, kind of a deeper understanding of the process and the journey that you have to adapt to keep learning and be okay with that it's never ending in order to, learn the lessons full on. So the spiritual path is very, very paradoxical, paradoxical, whereas you have to go within. It's like necessary key point. You have to do it. Better to do it at the beginning. But you really get to ascend, and you really get to understand, and you really get to appreciate, and you really get to love, and really get to radiate when you have a strong spiritual foundation, support system, but not even belief system, but acceptance and trust and full-fledged, vulnerability system set in place. That, and that's a very, very, big concept to me. That's why a lot of people are very spiritually taught, very spiritually understanding, very spiritually accepting. But they don't understand why they can't go that extra mile, or they can't just, push themselves to unspeakable limits. Because you have to be able to speak those unspeakable limits without feeling judged, to know where the limit is, if there is any. I can reflect and say, I did start picking up on lessons, and I did start picking up on patterns and the way that I affected and changed the things about myself that, even though I liked myself as mostly a whole, there were still little things that kept coming back, and it's, hey, it's either all or nothing. You better just completely get lost in order to get found. And there's a trick to it. But the paradox of the journey, it continues to go back and forth because it's all inwards. You just continue to keep going inwards more than you ever could be. I'm 5'2", and I'm still going inwards, and it's gonna be a long journey inwards. But that strong foundation and support system that I kind of call them humanly emotions, or human intuition, or human interaction, or day-to-day, just living off of your emotion and not understanding the whole entire energy of everything. A spiritual family, or a true spiritual person who speaks to you on a much higher plane than anybody. This person can get right here and be speaking to my soul, but there's missing that one part, and then all of a sudden, boom. Somebody is just literally living what you know, and you're living what they know. And you're helping each other by just living and not expecting or explaining or needing validation that you're even doing right on the path. When you're doing right on the path. You could literally wake up one day and just be like, oh, wow. I'm taking the path a lot differently than I used to. I understand a lot more. But I wasn't fed answers. I just understand now more because people are more accepting and understand me. And that's where, downloads. That's where, communication with, ideas and thoughts and things that just pop out of nowhere. That's not technically in a step-by-step process a reward, but it's overall a gift and a reward to see how far you could be in something, how far you would be taking something. People think that they take spirituality very, very far every day, and I respect and love souls so much that I let them believe that. And if they believe it, then that means they are taking their spiritual path and just saying, wow, the sky is absolutely gorgeous right now. If anybody gets a chance to look up and see the clouds, they are very white and very energetic. But anyways, while I'm getting lost, the difference between forcing yourself through your spirituality and just going on your spiritual path and almost naturally, to your own nature, you learn how to integrate spirituality with every part of your life. When I like to speak to myself, when I do like to talk to myself and, reflect, I do like to believe that, I do make a comfortable space for people to talk. I do make a comfortable space that people can say anything. They know I'm not being offended or being judgmental or thinking they're coming out of spite, because I look at the best in every soul. But that doesn't happen just by waking up and saying that, oh, I'm going to do that, and then half-ass get it, and then just start doing it. Like, it takes a really big shift to be that first. But once you encounter even 1, 2, or maybe you'll have a family, and maybe your family is huge and just absolutely, communicative and just absolutely intact. But whatever family you have, appreciate them, listen to them, love them, accept them, listen to their ideas. You don't have to accept them, you don't have to integrate them, but it's a good communicative and personal skill to listen to somebody fully, run through your own personal filters, depict what was total craziness, depict what made sense somewhat, depict what, left thoughts in your mind still. And then connect it with your own thoughts, your own ideas. That's why it's good to have somebody that you can speak with and freely, openly talk about ideas. So after they get their ideology and some things that they left on a ... you can pick it up and say, well, maybe this is on a ... because I understand this, and this can maybe fit into that. And I don't see that part of this, but I do understand where you're coming from, and I'm going to accept you as a whole person. So even though I didn't need to gain everything out of everything you said, you gained the respect out of saying everything you needed to say. And that's all it is. There is no without. There is no within without. There's no without within. How do you treat other people? There are no other people. Literally. In this world, watch. Like, I swear to gosh, it's like a magic trick if you tap into it. You are literally the only, soul. Just duplicated, flip upside down a few times, gone through a different karmatic path, gone through different, regressions and dramatizations and revaluations, You are the only one there. But once you start understanding that you are the only one and that everything is a mirror, even if it's something that you do or never have done, guess what? It's still a mirror, because there is no in without. You just treat that person how they're supposed to be treated at that time and build up your natural aura, your natural strength. That negative doesn't affect how much positive you can get. And you can have negative at your store too. Like, you can have negative at your disposable. We have so much positive and healthy balance of positive. Why? Why need to consistently keep teaching people over and over about themselves? Why? What is that? It makes you feel good to be the consistent teacher that makes people like, wow, this person really taught me this, and this is hard to really look at myself. I mean, it's fulfilling, and it's necessary, and it's absolutely needed. I'm just saying, from my point of view, if I'm talking to Titan through the phone, you don't need to be that person every time. You do not need to be that person every time. You could just be that loving person that you could be too. You know when you deal with the other person, you know when you deal with the other soul, you know when you deal with the other energy and the vibration it's going at. So, with starting my real spiritual path and, seeing the progression and enlightenment and beauty of the whole entire world and process and circle of life. I reflected and I wanted to speak on it, but didn't know how to relay the messages well enough because I was in the middle of the puzzle. Now I'm still in the middle of the puzzle, but I figured out those parts of it. So I'm now able to communicate it and feel confident. And it's the confidence that my spiritual family gave me in person, in spirit, and subconscious, and, hey, you're doing a good job, but I'm over here and you're doing it yourself. Look at that. They gave me all that. So I can function as a person. I can do everything I need to do in my own personal manifestations and learn and see. I don't need somebody else there. I absolutely love when somebody else is there, but I don't need it. But I'm also able to reach out to those people that speak something that I really pick up on and understand and love. One is, this whole feeling of needing to share an experience and sharing instead of my outlook was inspired by somebody who I look at as a mentor, somebody I look at as a very, very advanced, very in tap with oneself and understanding of oneself, but further away, and doing their own life in that way, but still there's so much love and there's so much respect and there's so much caring for that soul that I consider that mentor my family, just like I consider my actual mentor my family. There are levels and there are, certain things, but once you feel that base grounding, that love around you, you start accepting it from all over the country, all over the world. It's beautiful. It's enlightening every single day while you enlighten, while you shock, while you really just, help somebody expand on something that they were just barely stuck. I'm telling you, the clouds. And I'm 20. And the best part about being in 20s, there's so much more to go still. So much more to go. That is the best part. And it never ends. I gotta take a picture of this. Alright, so the sky is stealing my attention. Many, many blessings. Thank you so much for listening to my secular rambling. Not exactly sure which way I'm going to go with this, but I definitely like the way it's definitely leading me now. So thank you so much for all the positive vibes and good vibrations set my way into the core's natural essence. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Oh.